our staffing levels here during Mardi Gras. So crews can work with the city of New Orleans to attract law enforcement officers throughout the state of Louisiana that want to work with us during Carnival. And so crews can expect, if they can garner the complement that's needed, then we will move forward with that. So I'm hopeful. We're giving a deadline of January the 23rd. January the 23rd is a fair and a reasonable deadline for us to know whether or not we will have that full complement needed for any, specific parade and or day.
So all these crews come to you all into the city by January 23rd?
January 23rd. My next mayor's Mardi Gras advisory council meeting is this Thursday, is tomorrow. And so let me tell you, we are in direct communication with our crews. This Mardi Gras Advisory Committee, they meet and they work very hard. And so we'll continue to work with them as well to give them the information they need, but also in hopes, that we'll have a very successful Mardi Gras and the presence that they're looking for.
And one follow-up to that as well. Who are the crews that do have the green light to adjust and go to those long rides?
Well, I think I've announced that one already. That's Endymion. Okay.
So yeah, just another question on bringing in outside law enforcement. In years past, I know that officers from outside law enforcement agencies have been used on parade details. Is it going to be different this year? Are we talking about outside law enforcement, augmenting NOPD patrols, or just similar to what's been done in previous years?
Sure. So, when it gets to law enforcement agencies and patrolling, on the streets of New Orleans, we do have to make sure, that our policies and our practices are just that, are in place and are being followed. What I do understand, the New Orleans Police Department, they do have a deployment strategy of where they will place individual officers. In terms of whether it's outside the barricade, inside, they have a strategy that they will deploy.
Okay, so it's possible that some of these outside law enforcement officers will be, outside of the parade, walking outside those barricades, kind of walking the beat like an NOPD officer would.
The number of officers that we do receive from outside of the New Orleans Police Department, once that number is determined, then our superintendent and leadership will be able to develop a sound, I would say, deployment strategy, and then I'll have more information to you about that. I don't want to get out ahead of my law enforcement agency.
And just one quick follow-up. Will the officers be required to follow NOPD policies, including those, enacted under the consent decree?
In the city of New Orleans, we have to follow the policies embedded within our New Orleans Police Department. But again, once the chief receives that full complement, then she and her leadership will be able to determine what that strategy looks like.
Last question, Doug McCash.
Question that I got was, will the city be paying for their housing and expenses as well as salary while they're working?
Right. So the city will be paying for the overall expense in terms of them being here, which incorporates housing. But we will be working with our hotel and lodging community association to come up with the best formula that works for everybody. There's not free-flowing money everywhere. We have to leverage the resources. And so we will collaborate with all of our partners. Hotel, motel, lodging is a part of that as it relates to housing. But we're working through it. We want a successful and a safe carnival season, and I'm willing to do all that I can as the mayor of the city to pull it off. And that goes for those who work under my leadership.
That's all we have time for today. Thank you all so much.
All right, thank you very much. You get back with us and we'll answer.
Okay, thank you.